Salutations, dabblers! Today we're going to be trying a cool new side project from Indeed's Wooden Soul Barrel Age series. This beer is called Hiding Place. It's a sour red ale that's been fruited with black currants and aged for 18 months on barrels. Let's drink this now. Wow, look at that gorgeous color on this beer. It pours this beautiful dark crimson red. It's like a sunset. I really love it. A lot of that color actually comes from those black currants that I mentioned earlier. And if you don't know what a black currant is, don't worry, I had no idea and I had to Google it too. So basically, you can think of the flavor of a black currant as tasting a lot like a super tart and astringent version of a blackberry, but the fruit itself actually looks a little bit more like a grape. It's got this distinctive earthiness that really comes through in this beer, and it does a great job of accentuating the funky, sour qualities that Indeed put into this beer via their mixed culture fermentation. This beer is based on the same sour ale base that Indeed used for their Wooden Soul Cherry Dust. So if you've had that beer, you can kind of think of Hiding Place as like Cherry Dust's goth little brother. It's got a darker, funkier quality than Cherry Dust does. Other notes of comparison, this is kind of from the same family tree as a sour Flemish red ale, like a Rodenbach, for instance. It's a little stronger and a little tarter than a Rodenbach would be, but it's still a relatively subtle, mild sour compared to some of the super funky, super tart mixed culture beers that are out there on the market. One of the things that I really like about this Flemish red style of sours is that they're a good introduction to the darker, more funky, winey, tannic European styles of sours, but they're not super intense. They're not going to completely blow up your palate. They're definitely sour ales. So if you've only had like fruited Berliners that are sweeter, that kind of thing, you're gonna wanna like buckle up for this one, but I think you can handle it. It's a really mature, it's got a lot of character to it, and it will kind of help introduce you to some of the older styles of sours that are out there. This beer has a lot of subtle characters. It's very complex. I think it would be a great after dinner beer, especially if you paired it with a cheese plate. I love me a good cheese plate, and let me tell you, especially, paired up against like a fatty, rich brie or something like that, this beer is gonna cut right through. It's gonna be so good, and you can impress your friends because it's got a really cool looking label. Look at that, it's beautiful. Great job to Indeed, as always, with the artwork. I've really enjoyed a lot of the beers that Indeed has done in their Wooden Soul series. I'm just a fan of barrel-aged beers in general, and I really like it when people barrel-age sours because I think it can add some really neat kind of oaky complexity to beers that are already having some winey qualities to them. This is definitely the case with this beer, and plus, because it's not like an official part of the Wooden Soul series, it's got a little extra beer hipster cred. It's like the side project of a side project. You can pick this beer up like I did at the Indeed Quincy Corner window, which is a really cool beer window that they've got at their brewery over in Northeast Minneapolis, or you can probably find it at some of your local bottle shops. One thing that I'll warn you, if you do end up buying one of these, I wouldn't cellar it for too long. Get it right now because it tastes really good straight out of the bottle. Thanks again for tuning in to Drink This Now. If you appreciate what we do with these reviews, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, and leave comments about the beers that you want to see us review in the future. We want to hear from you. You can check out our videos on Mondays and Wednesdays on social media, and every Wednesday we send them out as part of our Dabbler Dispatch newsletter as well, so you can head over to beerdabbler.com to subscribe to that now. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm about to go find a hiding place and drink this all to myself because it's too good to share. Cheers.